Breaking election news early this morning. Former President Donald Trump now projected to retake the White House. I'm Tracey McCain.
And I'm Caitlin Nuclo. A number of key battleground states were called in the overnight hours. We do have team coverage for you this morning to get you up to speed. We'll start with Roger Susanna in live at the First Alert desk to break down where things stand with the electoral map.
Well, good morning, ladies. Yeah, and the bottom line is with this electoral map is that obviously it looks very good for Donald Trump. He has already secured enough electoral votes to secure victory in this presidential race. And now the question is just how many votes will he actually end up with? It is possible that he will even secure the popular vote victory, which would be the first time in a long time for a Republican candidate. I do want to show you the map right here because there are really three key areas where Kamala Harris came up short. The first is down south in two key states. One of those is Georgia, where you can see Joe Biden won that state in 2020. Donald Trump looks like he's going to win it in 2024, according to CBS News projections. North Carolina, similar story. The second key area, Pennsylvania, and its 19 electoral votes, all going, of course, to Donald Trump after Joe Biden narrowly won that state back in 2020. That, again, was strike two, and strike three, essentially, Wisconsin here in the Midwest. Those 10 states pushed Donald Trump over the threshold needed to become our nation's next president. As you can take a look at the national map, he also has leads and leans in 4 other remaining states. I'm Roger sitting live at the touchscreen map. I'll send it over to you, Tracy.
All right, back to those breaking details as CBS projects Donald Trump, the 47th president of the United States.
He has defeated Vice President Kamala Harris with 277 electoral votes. It was battleground Wisconsin called early this morning that pushed him over the finish line. Channel 3's Jared Hill is bringing us the latest updates from D.C.
I think that we just witnessed the greatest political comeback in the history of the United States of America.
Early this morning, the Trump-Vance campaign claimed victory ahead of CBS News projection that former President Donald Trump will become the 47th president of the United States.
This was, I believe, the greatest political movement of all time. There's never been anything like this in this country and maybe beyond.
Speaking to supporters in West Palm Beach, Florida, he promised unity.
It's time to put the divisions of the past 4 years behind us. It's time to unite. And we're going to try.
At Vice President Kamala Harris's alma mater, Howard University, supporters grew less enthusiastic. The crowd later dispersed after a top campaign official told them Harris would wait to address supporters and the nation later today.
We will continue overnight to fight to make sure that every vote is counted.
According to CBS News exit polls, the state of democracy was the biggest issue for Harris voters, but for Trump supporters, it was the economy.
The Democratic ticket all the way for human rights.
While he was the president, everything was nice and smooth, and I still had money left in my pocket.
A vast majority of voters nationwide described the economy as bad after heading into the voting booth yesterday. Jared Hill, CBS News, Washington.
Right now to breaking details overnight here at home, where Jahana Hayes has won the race for Connecticut's 5th congressional district.
And overnight, her opponent, George Logan, conceded. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Olivia Schuler is live at the Hayes campaign headquarters in Waterbury this morning with more on those results that came in at about midnight.
Yeah, Caitlin and Tracy, as of midnight, those votes were slowly still trickling in, but at 2 o'clock this morning, that's when the Associated Press called the race for Jahana Hayes. And we know that her challenger was Republican George Logan. He conceded around 3 o'clock this morning. Take a look at your screen right now. This is a statement that he put over on X. It read, quote, "I just spoke with Congresswoman Jahana Hayes and congratulated her on a hard-fought victory. I want to take this opportunity to thank my family, friends, supporters and staff who have been by my side for the last 3 years." Now, 2 years ago, Logan came close to flipping the seat red. He then lost by about 2,000 votes. This morning, it's unclear by how many votes Hayes won by. That's information that will come down throughout the morning. Hayes' victory will help Democrats take back control of the House. With her election win, Hayes says she'll continue to fight for women's reproductive rights, childhood nutrition and hunger, farming, and veterans. These are just some of the commitments to the people of the Connecticut's 5th District. She spoke last night before she was declared the official winner.
It is the reflection, evidence of answered prayers. It is evidence of all of your hard work. It is evidence of your faith and trust in me.
No, I did reach out to Hayes' campaign to hear when she will be delivering that victory speech. We know it'll be happening today. However, it is not clear just yet when exactly that'll be taking place. Of course, when we know, we'll update you here. We're live in Waterbury. Olivia Schuler, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
And as we get a check of your first alert forecast, the time right now 7:05. We have a first alert weather day once again for the red flag warnings across our state. You can see right now through Windsor locks, there's a light breeze out there. Those wind speeds, though, will pick up. And something you're going to notice when you step outside is the 60s that we're seeing across our state. That's already a good 5 or 6 degrees above where we should be for an afternoon high. Now, our first alert weather day is for today. We're talking record warmth near 80, maybe low 80s in some spots. The dry stretch continues, and those wind gusts 20 to 30 miles per hour. Any fire could spread very quickly today. That's why we have the red flag warning in effect for all of our state. Now, wind speeds out there right now out of the south and west, anywhere from 3 to about 10 miles per hour. But these pick up. The gusts, we're talking 20 to near 30 miles per hour. Take a look at these temperatures. Upper 50s and lower 60s. The average high temperature, 56 in New Haven. It's 64. It's basically there in Meriden, but towards the north, low 60s. Once again, there's a touch of humidity out there. It certainly is something we don't see in November. We have warm weather that continues. I'll let you know if there's even a shot for any showers. All that coming up in just a few minutes. Morning, Kate.
Hey, good morning, Scott. Good morning, everyone. It's 7:06 here on your Wednesday morning. If you're getting ready to head out the door here, heading to work, bringing the kids to school, we've got nice, bright sunshine out there. It's a nice, mild, dare I say, warm start here to your Wednesday morning, so you don't need the coat, you don't need the heat on in the car. You do need a little bit of patience, though. We have some delays that are building, especially through the capital city region. This is a live look outside in Hartford, so 84 eastbound really slowing down. You can see some of that traffic congestion building here in and out of the Mixmaster in Waterbury. Live look in Meriden, 691 east and westbound, a little bit of sun glare that could cause you some problems as well. We're going to start to see some of that construction pick up, especially along the 691 corridor as well, so that'll slow things down. But moving along here through Middletown along Route 9, you can see not even slowing down at the light, so that's a little bit of good news. No crashes to tell you about. And let's leave you with a look at your drive times as you're heading out the door. Just about a 45-minute ride, 84 eastbound heading into the capital city. Just about a 100-minute ride, 95 southbound to the George Washington Bridge Parkway, also backing up at this point. I'm Caitlin Francis with your Connecticut Chevy First Alert traffic report, driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
Let's get back to our team coverage here of the 2024 election, and we want to get right out to Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Marcy Jones.
Yeah, Marcy, the results are now out. What are people saying?
Good morning. Well, we've certainly seen a very large range of reaction here, from hopeful and excited all the way to devastated and heartbroken. We've also spoke to some folks who said they completely tuned out the election and don't want any part in politics.
I've never been more excited. I'm a Trump supporter through and through, so I'm very happy with what I woke up to this morning.
I guess initial reaction is just that it's very interesting, the world that we're living in, and I think that we'll have to see what happens with the official, word on everything. We had Donald Trump for 4 years, and we got through it. So that's just one thing I think a lot of people should kind of just keep in mind.
We also spoke with two other voters, one who said that while voting, foreign policy was top of mind, and that's why she voted for Trump. We also spoke to another female voter who said she woke up this morning crying and was dreading going into work with the results of the election in mind. Reporting live in West Hartford, Marcy Jones, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, Marcy, thank you. 7:09 now. Senator Chris Murphy is celebrating his re-election this morning. Senator Murphy will be headed back to Washington for a third term. In one of the first races called last night, Murphy defeated Republican challenger Matt Corey and two other candidates. Murphy also defeated Corey back in 2018. Last night, he celebrated a bit at Duncan Park, and then he watched the presidential results come in.
I'm going to be like everybody else tonight, waiting patiently to see what the decision of the country is, but I'm mostly just filled with excitement and thankfulness to the state of Connecticut for giving me the chance to do this job for another 6 years.
And Murphy gave about a 10-minute victory speech where he highlighted what he calls one of his biggest accomplishments, the passage of new gun safety legislation.
And as we get another check of your First Alert forecast, we have a First Alert weather day in effect for the strong winds we're going to see later. Breezy to windy, 20 to 30 miles per hour. That will fan any flames that we already have out there. And if any fires do form, it will spread very quickly. Let's take a live look outside, though, in Mystic. A beautiful shot there. There's their camera facing off towards the east. There's a few high, thin clouds, but other than that, not expecting anything for today. Same goes for our First Alert Live radar. No rainfall. Once again, temperatures out there, they are the big story this morning. Mid to 60s, 64 in New Haven and Danbury, 63 in Windsor Locks. Just a ridiculous start to the day. And temperatures, they climb later on this afternoon into the low 80s. Check out Suffield, 81, 80 for Windsor, 76 in Stafford, 77 in Pomfret. Even along the shoreline, we're looking at those lower to even middle, in some cases upper 70s. This is not the weather we see here in Connecticut in November, and weather stays warm. I'll let you know if there's a shot at any rainfall over the next 7 days. All that coming up with your full First Alert forecast.